garment industry is broken. People would be shocked if they saw what goes on in bad factories. It really changes the way you think about clothing when you consider the people in the process. But because there is no visibility when you buy garments, you are just oblivious to it.
The Rana Plaza complex, which housed a textile factory, collapsed last week, killing 400.
Rescue workers in the Bangladeshi capital Dhaka are continuing to hunt for survivors.
Today's disaster is unlikely to slow a booming industry which thrives on the world's lowest labor costs.
When factories collapse, we hear about it. When factory fires kill workers, we hear about it.
The grinding long days, the difficulties they face, we don't hear about that. It touches something we don't want to talk about a lot, which is poorly paid people living in places where they don't have a lot of opportunity. That's a hard subject to talk about.
The root of the problem is corporate greed. It's companies trying to maximize profit by selling as much for as little as possible to consumers who are willing to buy those products.
More and more Americans are awakening to the reality that there are responsible, sustainable alternatives to sweatshop products.
Your purchasing decisions can affect the lives of workers around the world. We look at fair trade as the first step in a very long journey towards getting wage equity in the supply chain.
Go ahead. Abang nak turun udah ada ni. Kok apa boleh kau hantar? හිතන්නේ මතක් වෙන්නේ නැතු ඇතිනේ. මේමනේ හිතන කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ගැන බලන බලන්නේ ඇඳුමේ තත්ත්වය තමයි. චූට්ටේ දාන්නේ. චූට්ටයි දැන් මේ ටික කන්න ඕන හොඳේ. මම උපේක්ෂා මදුෂානි මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇඳුම් මහන කෙනෙක්. එයාගේ සම්පූර්ණ නම විහංග තේජාන්. එයාට වයස අවුරුදු 5යි. මම පාන්දර 4ට නැගිටිනවා 4ට නැගිටලා මුලින්ම මුණ හොදලා පයින් එනවනම් පැය භාගයක් විතර එන්න ඕන පාන්තියට ඇවිල්ලා ට්‍රාන්ස්පෝර්ට් එකේ මේ තනින් බැහැලා බබාවත් අරගෙන තන ඩේ කෙයා එකට බබාව දාලා
My name is Chamara De Silva. I'm the general manager of Hydromani Mihila. We are making mainly tops, jackets, t-shirts, pants. We are unloading the fabric. It's from the fabric supply that's from Taiwan. This will spread the fabric. They will drive the cutter to the design. So after cutting, it will be numbered and then it will be inspected. There are 1,400 people working in my factory. It's about 78% women and about 22% male.
Piece by piece, one person will be doing only one operation. She checks the garment whether it is good or bad. 98.8% is good. At the end of the line, carton box with completed goods go out.
So there are a lot of factories out there that do an amazing job. Right now, the problem is that those factories that are performing at a more sustainable level simply don't have an effective way to compete with the bottom feeders, with the bad factories. Bad labor practices look pretty much the same. The common theme is Bad treatment of workers, low wages, unsafe factories, and pollution of the environment around those factories. We live in the age of globalization. Farmers and factory workers around the world are going to be plugged into the global market in one way or another. And so for me, the question is, are they victims of the global market, or are they being included in the benefits of globalization?
Fair trade in the garment industry is a fairly new concept. Typically, it's associated with other products like chocolate, tea, and coffee. For a factory to become fair trade certified, the factory works hard towards meeting fair trade standards. When brands join the program, they agree to pay a premium on top of the cost of the item.
The good news is those workers receive that money directly. It doesn't even go through management. The workers set up their own bank account, they manage those funds directly, they get to vote on whether or not to distribute that money as a bonus or start a scholarship program or build a daycare center.
We are working with about 8 brands in this Mihila factory. Patagonia was the one and only brand approved for fair trade. So we learned about the fair trade and then we discussed what this is, what are the benefits, what is the purpose. Impression was really superb. We met here with the employee council and one of the most important proposal was the daycare. I can remember the day I went to see the daycare because it's one of the happiest moments in my life. I mean, it was amazing, you know, I saw the laughter, I saw the smiles. More than anyone, mothers were really happy. They can concentrate on work because they know that their children are in safe hands.
ඇත්තටම මට බබා හින්දා ටික කාලයක් වැඩට එන්න බැරි වුණා. මේ ඩේකේ ආයක ආරම්භ කරේ හින්දා තමයි මට නැවත වැඩට. ඇත්තටම මම අදටත් ගෙදර ඒ දේවල් කරගන්න ටික අතපසු වෙනවා.
The industry has an opportunity to take a stance and try to provide a better, more positive way of living for a lot of people around the world.
We have to prove the business case for responsible business. If it's just a philanthropic or a philosophical endeavor, it won't scale. We have to prove that fair trade is good for business.
Patagonia is really ramping up our program quickly. In fall 14, we had 11 fair trade certified styles. In fall 16, we're going to be at 200. And in fall 17, we're going to be at 300 styles. And that's 30% of our product line.
Farmers and workers becoming architects of their own future. We're helping workers not just improve their lives, but also find their voice. The results go way beyond just $30,000 a year to this factory or $50,000 to that factory and the projects that they do with that. But underneath that and above that is this invisible dividend from fair trade. It's all about hope and pride and dignity and self-confidence.
තමන්ගේ නිවසේ වැඩ කටයුතු පවුලේ මේ ආර්ථිකය ගොඩනගා ගන්න කාන්තාව ගොඩක් මූලික වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක මට ලොකු හයියක්. බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ඇත්තටම යහපත් විදිහට හැදිලා හොඳ අධ්‍යාපනයක් දීලා ඇත්තටම ඔව් එයා තමයි මගේ ලොකු බලාපොරොත්තුව. එයා හොඳට ඉදිරියට යනවා කියන්නේ මාගේත් මහත්තයාගේත් දෙන්නගෙම ලොකුම බලාපොරොත්තුව ඊට උනා වෙනවා.
In a world where 2 billion people live on $2 a day, we clearly have our work cut out for us.
I think it's really easy for people to forget that there are people behind everything that we buy in the supply chain, that hands actually touch it.
We're not just here to make a product. It's about sending a message to the world that eventually no factory has workers that are exploited. I mean, that's just should not be tolerated in this day and age. We need to keep the pressure on so that every brand is doing this.
We just want to sweep the effects of thoughtless consumption under the carpet. And we can because we don't have to think about it. That's the invisible story behind the products that we buy. We have to keep asking the hard questions and challenge ourselves. There's an easy route and there's a harder route that involves doing the right thing.